So guys, last year I got to check out a beautiful guitar from PJD called the Carry Elite. Now this was a really nice, super high quality, semi-hollow body guitar. It was like a single cut guitar with a beautiful blue top. And that guitar was sort of the flagship guitar of the PJD brand. Now that guitar, I don't have it anymore because it had essentially been loaned to me so I could do the review. But now I have this guitar right here. This is a new model from PJD. This is called the Woodford Classic. And the thing about this guitar is it has a lot of really cool features. It has the same build quality that other guitar I checked out had, but this one is about half the price. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so PJD is quickly becoming my favorite guitar brand from the United Kingdom, not just because I can't actually think of any other guitar brands from the United Kingdom, but because they have really high quality, really beautifully made instruments, and they are unique. Now sure, this is generally a sort of Strat shaped guitar, but just the overall sort of design choices and the way they put these together, it really gives the guitar a different look and different feel from other guitars that are on the market right now. The other thing that I really like about these guitars is they have an element of customization to them when you order the guitar. So, I mean, it's not totally custom, but you can choose a lot of different options for these guitars. Like you can choose the color. I think they've got like 10 different colors to choose from. You also have some options on the pickup layout, and I think they can even do these guitars in left-handed versions. Now let's talk about the specs here. So the body is ash. You've got an Indian rosewood fretboard. It's a really nice roasted maple neck. It's got high-end hardware. The bridge and tuners are go-to, and then it's got CTS pots and a Switchcraft jack and bare knuckle pickups. And you can get the guitar in either a humbucker single arrangement, which is what I have here, which I love. I always love having a humbucker in the bridge. Or you can get it in a traditional 3 single coil setup. Also, the frets are very interesting. Now it's got 22 frets, but these are sort of skinny tall frets. So it's got the height of jumbo frets, but they're not nearly as wide. So in a way, you actually feel the frets less when you play the guitar, but it still has a very responsive feel when you play it. Okay, now the other cool thing is the finish on this guitar. The entire guitar has a satin finish. So the neck has a satin finish, so it's very smooth and comfortable, but even the body has a satin finish as well. And this is a thin nitrocellulose finish. I'll give you guys some close-ups here, and as you can see, the body has that open grain finish to it, where you can still actually feel the wood grain through the finish. Now, people argue all the time as to whether or not that has any effect on the tone of the guitar. Some people feel that having a thinner finish on the wood helps the wood vibrate or breathe better. I'm not going to get involved in that debate, but I think it looks really cool at the very least, and that's always a plus in my book. Honestly, I don't have a lot of green guitars, and I absolutely love the color on this one, especially with the black pickguard and then this dark rosewood fretboard. Okay guys, so like usual, there's a few more details I want to go over about this guitar, but first let's go ahead and get into the playing demo so you guys can hear how this sounds. I've been playing it a lot lately, and the pickups have a really tight sound to them that I think you guys are going to like. But now real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new guitars, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, so I'll go ahead and plug this in. I'm going to use my trusty Fender GTX 100 amplifier. I'll go through a few different tones on that, and we can check out how this guitar sounds. Here we go. Okay guys, so here's the thing about this guitar. When I play this guitar, it's really smooth, very responsive guitar. It has great action. I mean, the fretwork and everything is done really, really good. I mean, you know, again, made in the United Kingdom. I mean, these are made in like small batches. A lot of detail and work goes into making these guitars, and it feels that way when you play the guitar. Now, normally I like the biggest frets that I can get. And the thing that I like about these frets is how tall they are. So I don't really miss the fact that they're not like the extra jumbo frets where they're really wide as well as tall, but these frets still have the height. So it gets your finger a little further away from the surface of the fretboard. So things like vibrato and bending is a little bit easier to do because of that. Now, I'm fairly new to the bare knuckle pickups. There's only a few guitars that I've played that have them. I mean, they sound great in this guitar. One thing in particular that I noticed is they have a very, very tight bottom end. They have sort of a lower mid-range push to them, if that makes sense. So you can still get these nice harmonics and a very sort of focused sound from the guitar, but you don't get any like nasty high end, and you definitely don't get any sort of flubby low end stuff. And this might sound kind of weird, but even though this is a really sort of traditional guitar, I think if you were to do some lower tunings with this guitar, the pickups still might work really well for that because they don't have too much low end that would start to get real muddy in lower tunings. Okay, now one thing I want you guys to keep in mind about this guitar, and this, you know, might be good for some people and bad for others, this is a pretty heavy guitar. I weighed this guitar. I mean, it just feels solid when you play it. But I weighed this guitar and it's just a little bit over 9 pounds. And for a Strat style guitar, that is heavier than usual. Now, personally, I like heavy guitars, or at least a guitar that has a heavy body, which this one does, because it helps the guitar balance really good. I go on about this all the time, about the balance of guitars, and especially guitars like, you know, the heavy metal star-shaped guitars. Sometimes they have neck dive because there's not enough weight in the body. This guitar here, it has a lot of weight in the body, so it's always going to help keep the neck up, so it ends up balancing really well. But if you're looking for a lightweight guitar, you know, that's down around like 6 pounds or something like that, this might not be a great choice for that. Fortunately though, if you want to stick with a PJD guitar, they do have like some semi-hollow body options that are much lighter. Okay, now let's talk about money. So these guitars, you know, it's really kind of a boutique guitar. They're made in small batches in the United Kingdom. And this guitar goes for 1,250 pounds, British pounds, which in United States dollars is around $1,700. Give or take, you know, depending on what the exchange rates are doing and everything, but you can probably expect it to be in that ballpark. And sure, guys, it's not a $200 guitar like I sometimes check out, but I mean, you know, when you think about what you're getting, where it's made, the attention to detail that goes into these guitars and the high-end hardware and so forth, it's a great guitar with a unique twist on it, and it's still cheaper than a Gibson. Okay guys, so I'm going to put some links down in the video description below for this guitar. If you want to get this exact color, they call it bottle green. I think it came out really good. Now, I will also have links down there for the amplifier that I used, my merch, my instructional programs, all that good stuff. And guys, as always, let me know what you think of the guitar in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon.